That's a nice shot there by Smith. That could go for the first boundary of the morning, and it does, and that's a very pleasant way to get off the mark, punching it through the offside. Rushworth full, and that's out. Into short mid-wicket. Low catch there. And Mosley pouches Smith.
Trying to make it do something. It catches the outside edge over the top of slips. That's 4 for Leech.
Comes in. Oh, that's gone. Leech has gone there. That's risen, taken the shoulder of the bat. Here's Rushworth into him, and he goes over to the offside and ramps that. Yeah. That's driven beautifully there by a holder. And he's going to get 4. That brings up the bonus point. 350 up. Short. Holder pulls handsomely. And that goes for 4 runs. It's an expensive over, this.
Local derby.
Michael Booth is in. This one is hit high in the air. It's a man underneath it, which is Danny Briggs, I think, and he's taken the catch. Holder's gone. Booth has got his second wicket. And Worcestershire are all out in the 108th over. They'll look back and think they missed those opportunities.
Leech over pitches and is driven beautifully for 4 through the gate, through the covers by Rob Yates. And even though the outfield is wet and slow, that one was immaculately timed. And Yates doubles his score.
Smith comes in, and that's a thick outside edge. That's going to go away to that short boundary for 4 runs. My words.
Here comes Waite, and that is clipped beautifully through mid-wicket. What a lovely shot from Yates. That is the short boundary, of course. It was open. There's not much room for error.
Oh, and that's carved over the top. Almost goes for 6, actually, to this short boundary. The rope's pulled in quite a long way in front of the pavilion.
Waite is in again. Davis clips one nicely away through mid-on, and they may even get 4 for this. Leech is chasing it and he's not going to make it. The rope's quite far in here at the pavilion end, and
it's Jack Leech is starting off from the Birmingham end, and that one's just, that's just clipped down to mid-off running in, and they head off for a single. Great pace. It comes rumbling in over the wicket, and that one has played again delicately, and this time has found the gap just to the right of Jason Holder. It's slip. In comes Leech. Oh, he's bowled him! He sends the middle stump flying! That is a wonderful way for Joe Leech to celebrate in his testimonial.
Here he is. Oh, where's that gone? Through the slips. That's going to be 4 runs. It's all happening here, though, isn't it?
It certainly is. That's an unfortunate...
In his lunch break or whatever. That's a lovely shot. Rhodes just leant on that and pushed it through mid-wicket for 4. Really pleasant shot.
In comes Leech. That ball is driven beautifully straight back past the bowler's feet. He tried to lean down and pick it, but it went past him and it's going to go all the way to the boundary for 4 run bounce.
here he comes again. This is well pitched up and driven, half volley length, and Rhodes has got plenty on that, enough to get to the short straight boundary.
Huge roll there.
Holder is in again, over pitched and flicked away to the mid-wicket boundary by Alex Davis. That's beautifully timed and
nicely now. Rhodes on strike again, and that is a lovely shot, just really spooned through the covers all the way to the boundary.
Here comes Smith trying to make something happen, but it's a gorgeous straight drive for 4 by Will Rhodes, and he knows he needn't run for that one. He just tucks his bat under his arm and lets Leech retrieve it from the boundary. A gorgeous shot. It's a lovely venue. And this one is nurdled beautifully for 4 more, down to third man by Davis. Sorry, he was completely in control of that shot. It just went only narrowly to the...
Rhodes waits, Finch runs in and he just clips that one nicely past the fielder at mid-wicket. That's going to go all the way to the boundary for 4.
Which is a worry, I think.
Finch in, this ball clipped beautifully past mid-wicket by Davies all the way to the short boundary. 4 runs, as easy as you like. Made that look like a stroll in the park.
And that's clipped beautifully to the mid-wicket boundary for 4 by Rhodes. A gorgeous shot which raises Warwickshire's 100 in fine style. Smith over pitching.
Well, deep backward square leg. And that's in the air, it's in the air. One of those mid-wicket fielders does the job as well. A bit of fielding, a bit of captaincy genius. And it brings a wicket of Davies. He's into the right-hander. It's short again, but he does get hold of the pull. He really does. That's all the way over the short boundary. Fine for 6.
Jason Holder with his height. This one is tucked away nicely through through a square leg, beautifully timed by Barnard and away to the boundary.
Holder is coming in, and that's carved away, cut, late backward of square, and goes away for 4 runs. Leech drops it short, and Barnard is quickly latching onto that one.
Talking about it because it didn't come into operation, and Worcestershire will want another ball because that one's just been socked all the way to the cover boundary by Will Rhodes, and that's a gorgeous way to reach his half century. You're going to get punished mostly on this track as Waite is in again, and this is wide and stroked through the covers for a handsome 4 by Ed Barnard, who has batted beautifully since he joined Warwickshire.
Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. Punched off the back foot, through the covers. That's going to go away for 4. Pure timing.
And more of the same.
Yep.
Here comes Finch. That's short and cut for 4. That's a poor delivery, and Ed Barnard slaps it away. Vaguely rang a bell.
Here it comes, and that's dismissed with contempt by Rhodes, who walks down the track and pumps in between. That's swept. Fine, it's going to be 4 runs. That's clever cricket. Oh, and that's cut. And that's going to be 4 runs, but that was a chance. It flew quickly.
Indeed, I'll just describe Finch as being helped to fine leg for 4 by Wilf Rhodes, taking him to 62 and the total to 176 for 2.
They were on the other side before.
Smith in, that's... What's that gone? It's gone to Jason Holder.
Well, wouldn't you know it?
Ramp it.
It all starts again with Barnard waiting. Finch is in over the wicket, and it's just tucked around. This time gets past the keeper despite his diving efforts, and that time it's going to go all the way to the road. And he waits again, bat high as Finch is in, and he follows up his 50 with an absolute text. But Smith it is again. It's pushed to the offside. It's pushed past the fielders. It may well go all the way to the boundary rope. Chasing Joe Leech can do nothing to stop that.
In this game. Here comes Waite, and this is hammered through backward point for 4 by Dan Mosley. A short, wide delivery, not the greatest.
The old floodlights of the Wacker were better. In comes Holder over the wicket with high action, and that is just carved away beautifully in the end.
Barnard has been in the 80s for some time.
Ooh, let's
He's
close.
taken on the pads, but I think
give it
it's out. He's given LBW. Ed Barnard cannot believe that, and I have to say, I'm not sure that I can.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolute gorgeous. Mosley, cover drive, over pitched. There's a full toss. That's 4 runs. That got what it deserved.
Well, it left 2 fielders sprawled on the ground. Never.
That's, again, another full toss. This time it's Mosley puts it away.
Themselves in a good position.
Yeah. That's swept away. That's going to be 4 more.
Hardly time to take a breath. So Bethel on strike again. As Libby, he goes for the sweep. He got a bit of a top edge, but it went over the keeper Roderick's right shoulder. And they're coming back for a second, and it's been given out. Can you believe it? Came back for the return run to Bethel, went for the dive.
Oh, good. Went for the Yorker. But all Burgess can do is play it out to Joe Leech at mid-on. And that completes